Meeting former detainees and their family members is never the same. Everyone's experience of suffering, even if in a similar circumstances, is different.
أخي صبرا على ألم الفراق.
One Afghan brother springs to mind. He had spent 5 years in Bagram, the worst prison I've ever experienced, and his brother, Muhammad Rahim, was a forever prisoner in Guantanamo and still remains there. The United States has designated him for indefinite detention, no trial, as a forever prisoner. Such prisoners cannot be released but cannot be prosecuted because there is no evidence. Like most people in Afghanistan, Muhammad's family are no strangers to suffering for the past 40 years. Like many in that country, they lived through the Russian invasion, which left hundreds of thousands killed and were displaced and lived in refugee camps in Pakistan. One of Muhammad's brothers was run over and killed on the streets by a Russian tank. Another was captured and taken to a Soviet dungeon where he was killed. His body was never returned to his family. In this world, they have experienced very little justice. In many ways, with the US invasion and torture, history repeated itself in Afghanistan. The Bagram prison still had writing in Russian on the walls when I was there. Muhammad's brother once told me a story which is both heartbreaking and inspiring. In 2009, the family in Afghanistan had received news that Muhammad had been released from Guantanamo. He was on a military plane and on his way from Cuba to Afghanistan. Everyone was ecstatic at the news. The entire tribe started to make preparations to head out as a convoy headed towards Kabul to welcome him at the airport. After years of separation and torture, they could not wait to be reunited with one of their own. They waited and waited and waited for an update, but nothing came. It turned out that Muhammad Rahim had indeed been released from Guantanamo, but it wasn't their brother. It was someone else with the very same name. I don't think any word can possibly describe the disappointment these families must have felt when they realized that their loved one was not coming home. But the most amazing part of this story is what Muhammad's brother said. Even though it wasn't my blood brother who had been released, I was still happy for him. I'm happy each time I hear a brother is released from Guantanamo. This is real brotherhood. This is the bond of Islam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, indeed, the believers are one brotherhood, so make good between your brothers. The Messenger of Allah's words also ring true. None of you will believe until you love for your brother that which you love for yourself.
أخي صبرا على ألم